What's going on, guys? Nice to hear from you all now today. But I got some good news, some readings. The Bill of Rights, ratified December 15, 1791. All 10 here. Now, Article number 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech of these press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a readdress of grievance. Meaning, we do have freedom of speech, but what are we speaking about? So we can speak about defending ourselves, but what is what are you defending? What are we defending ourselves about? So technically, if you're caught doing something bad, driving bad, or something like that, somebody a patrol officer stops us at any moment. We do not have the rights from Article 1 to even have the freedom of speech. You're not being abused. For we as citizens um, did not play our part with the motor vehicle laws. So therefore, um, we are forced to obey law now. So meaning the officer stops you or stops me or anyone, license and registration, please. He's even being polite. He's saying please. Like you broke the law. So he's saying license and registration, please. So now we are supposed to give the patrol officers our license and registration. Now, when a citizen comes up with that word, I know my rights, my freedom of speech, it's because they probably have bad records and they don't want to give their license. They want to like get away with it. But if you understand what the first article is, what the Bill of Rights is, you can say you have freedom of speech, but you're not really identifying where do you get your freedom of speech? How did you earn your freedom of speech? Are you a voter? Are you a voter? Because a voter is registered to vote and support the system. Oh, I pay taxes. Yes, you do pay taxes, but you're not registered as a voter. You're not a complete existenter. Get it? So meaning the economy is working with everything, but you're missing a connection, a wire. So meaning we can go all day about this, about your rights. You're so right. You're so right. But when you break a law, you're supposed to abide to the standards of the law. Get it? I am a good citizen. I respect laws. Whenever I used to be driving and an officer stopped me, I used to be proud because I'm like, oh, and now I get to practice what it is to interact with a patrol officer. So I would always pridefully and gladly hand them my license and registration because I know that I do not hang around with people illegally. I know I do not do things illegally. I know that I live, even though I was not a voter at that time or very aware of my rights, I still lived a faithful law. I was still loyalist to the United States because loyalist is used for English people who are loyal and faithful to England. But I was a loyalist to the United States even to England, but not too much to them because it's like we got our independence and we still respect eldership. Get it? So it's like independency is strong. Independence is strong. Living alone is strong. Moving out of your parents' house is strong. So I support that. So yes, you do have freedom of speech, but I believe that it comes to a circumstance where we as citizens have to really adapt to understanding our psychological wellness and characterism and persona that we think we are, but we're not. So it's like we are. Some of us are confusing ourselves with just saying, "Oh, and now my rats," and trying to tell the patrol officer to screw off. Some of us pay property taxes to make wealth and afford this beautiful system. Some of us actually have good intentions as existers, and we want safetyness, and safetyness comes from that right there. So I kind of do support what they do heavily. I believe that if I believe there should be martial laws, meaning martial laws to me have a different perspective of it. Martial law, you wait, you go to work from 9 to 5 or 6 or 7. Get it? 9 to 5, 6 or 7, and then when you go to work, um, you can't be out at 10 o'clock. You cannot be out at 10 o'clock. Who is outside at 10 o'clock while your work shift already started at 9 or 8 or 5? Because the 9 to 5 left, so now you're doing the 5 to 9. So the 9 to 5 can go back in 9 to 5, 5 to 9. Get it? So who is out at 10 o'clock? Walmart is closed. And then Walmart is closed. Um, Target is closed. Everything is closed. So I believe that people driving around at nighttime, walking around at nighttime, should have a pass. Like a pass, like rather you're walking your dog. Yes, that's positive. Yes, you may walk your doggy in your yard, in your front yard, or to your front porch or whatever, and then back home. But I believe heavily that people shouldn't be outside at a certain time. I believe heavily that crime can be um, decreased. The rate can be decreased if we really put our mind to law and order. So yes, as the article one says, you do have, Congress says that you do have um, freedom of speech, and you do have religious right. We do practice religious right. I read, I practice. I am a Christian, but I read Islamic books sometimes. Sometimes you know what that terrorism is, that rage is, that they don't have no self control. Some of them don't have self control. So when you have a bunch of people who have no awareness of their consciousness and their will, they have no self control. So they feel like they need to blow themselves up with people because it's like a rage inside you. You have a rage in your house and you go like, ah, and you can't take it no more, and you just blow up and you go crazy. Some people get stuck within their mind. They have no psychological person next to them to really help them express that. So they go into terrorism and things like that. But besides that, if you're bothered in life, seek for Christ. Always seek for Christ. Christ is humble. Christ also comes from here, but Christ is humble. Like over there, Christianity, pure Christianity is humble. It keeps you calm. But this is a war. This is like a seal of war, meaning families actually, before invading America, before the United States ever come into America. That's what this history is. England, Muslims, Islamics killing each other and everything. Because if you study Islam, Islam mostly comes from The British, just because you don't see them in robes and everything, all like them and everything, but they had their own robes and their rugs and everything. So it comes mostly from British. These are all Britannic childrens or invaders of property and land and just taking care of things and doing things with it. But if you ever feel like you have like a problem of wealth in war, like a kind or something like that, join the armed force. Anybody raging against any kind of nation out there or country, you join them. You join the armed force and you're soft. So never take things upon your own will, like grabbing a bomb, grabbing a plane, grabbing grabbing terrorism, like doing bad things like the Boston bombing. So it's like you do have we do respect. Congress does respect the establishment of religion, or does not prohibit the free exercise. Therefore, thereof of abridging the freedom of speech of the press. The group press has freedom of speech. So meaning don't be a little clown and go about your way and do stupid things. Get it? So that's two things that we have right there. How you express your freedom of speech. What is the situation for you to say you have your freedom of speech? Because now you're looking like you're stuck, like, yo, like, I'm the officer out here, like, hey, you were speeding, man. Check your license registration. Where were you running? Did you got scared when you saw my car? Are you running? Did you stole the car? Are you get it? So now it's their job to go to their laptop in their vehicle, run your name and everything. And if you're good, hey, next time make sure you slow down. That's all a officer's gonna give you or give us, we, the people, whenever they stop us. And that's patrol officer. So I think the Article 1, people got it confused. Very confused. Now, this one right here is my favorite one. This one right here is going to take me straight to the understanding of what it is to be a militant, a active militant roaming around the cities. Meaning you are active for call, but you're not in the base, but you're out here. According to my calculation, because I got this, I want to take the test. Did not pass because I haven't been focusing on going back through my maths, going back through my arithmetic math, my science, things like that. But lately I've been going to school, didn't? Because I heard that the Navy was taking people, blah 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 blah, and technically, this right here is where I was supposed to be going for U.S. Army Cyber Warrior, and basically I like infantry mostly. Infantry is nice. Infantry is better because people always like the most comfortable things. And they go to the army, they want the comfortable things. They want the hiding in the cave or working in a project or something. Because it's fit for some people, but some people just want to hide away from the true responsibility, which is they're supposed to be invading houses, invading places, infantry. So this subject right here is going to take us straight to the not just the U.S. Army, but the armed forces. So Article 2, a regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep the bear arms shall not be infringed. A well regulated militant. Ladies and gentlemen, if we know what a militant is a military person, someone from from the a veteran, someone who is aware, who is not a random citizen that can go crazy out their mind and pull out a gun for every situation. Get it? So then we have a militant. A militant has the authority to walk around with a rifle. A militant has an authority to have a gun inside his or hers vehicle. Now, a militant has the right to do all those. The people keep bear arms for security. Okay? So, no, to the security of a free states, the right of the people to keep and bear arms. Get it? Bear arms. Get it? Yes, you could bear arms. Get it? But a militant has the right to carry a weapon. Get it? So people can bear arms. It's like Egypt. People will slap each other. It's like slap fight because they were all together in the same society. So they would slap fight. The officer would come and grab the patrol officer. So a militant has the right to bear arms. Get it? So if you're not a militant, you're confusing yourself in wealth. Your attraction in life is confused. Your your gain, your abundance in life is out of order. That's why people go to poverty and debt because you're playing with wealth, common wealth, common house of common. You're playing with your elders' wealths. You're playing with prime ministers. You're playing with senates. You're playing with presidencies. You're playing with everything. Get it? So that is number two. So if a patrol officer stops you and sees you with a weapon and you're not a militant, you as a person should bear that weapon at home in the place of your security. Outside in the streets, your security is already granted. Okay? Unless some of you people are calling our law enforcement pigs. Okay? Pigs, 5-0s. Oh, fuck this fucking 5-0. And excuse the language. I'm not even supposed to be saying bad words. Okay? Oh, screw the 5-0s. Forget the 5-0s. Get it? So, yeah. That's article number 2. So article number 1, article number 2, people really got confused. That freedom of speech is a lie. Unless you're being stopped and the patrol officer checks our license and then he says you don't have nothing, but he wants to continue disturbing you and saying more things and more things, and then it reaches a point where you say, hey, I do not wish to talk to you anymore. You already checked my license. You already did what you did. What is the problem? Oh, no, no. Then you could say, no, I have my freedom of speech. I can now talk to you like a citizen. Because I already complied with the laws and gave you my license and registration. Nothing came back bad. I was just driving a little bit quick because probably we were late for work or late for home or something. Something happened. That was on my fault, my mistake, from my side. It was my wrongdoing. But at the same time, you're kind of continuing with the subject and doing other things. So now let's go to article number 3. No soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any home without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war but in a manner to be prescribed by law. So no soldier during no war should be invading people's homes without the consent of the owner during peacetime, nor in time of war, but in manners to be prescribed by law. So, meaning if there's a war going on, the war needs to be outside. People are hiding in here, meaning no Taliban, no nothing should be in nobody's home. If a Taliban goes inside somebody's home and hides there, or a terrorist or whatever it is, then they're gonna want to enter in there and destroy them all in there. But according to law, if let's say the armed force of the USA versus the armed force of whatever are having in the Middle East, they should never enter inside the homes of people. It should be in the roads or in a open area in a desert. Just make it clear. Don't bring that to people. Whatever. Wars should be kept in deserts and woods and like Russia until they started invading invading homes and things like that. Not supposed to. That's when you lose value as a army or as a militant. So Article 3 really has it. Article 3 is a psychological war. You're gonna have to really know your laws and your rights to really survive. Get it? Because if shooting is happening outside, the most you could do is hide on the side of the house. Yeah. So that's Article 3. Article 5. No. Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person of or thing to be seized. So meaning we are supposed to feel secure in our houses, right? Nobody should be infiltrating the internet. Get it? Papers, papers, because we sign papers. We apply to we apply to things online and everything like that. Shop online and everything like that. So we shouldn't feel unsecure of using the website. We shouldn't feel unsecure about anything. So papers, houses, and effects, like whatever affects the house or our security. So against unreasonable searches and seizures, searching and seizures, hackers and things like that, trying to seize things like our information, our our things like that. So meaning meaning if an officer stops you, he checks your license, the patrol officer for the municipality or the county or the district or the state stops you. You're gonna get in your ID for speeding or whatever it is. He's gonna check your license, registration, give it back to you. Now he does not have the right to search you unless he smells marijuana or sees us a little. Mr. Officer, blah, 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 is drunk, get it, drunk, smoked, whatever it was. So from there on, he has the right to tell us, step out of the car, sir. I'm going to I'm going to process a search on you because we cannot be driving drunk, unaware of what we do. So meaning meaning if he smells marijuana, he has all the authority, whatever it is, whether it's illegal drugs, he has all the authorities, or she has all the authority to check, search your vehicle and seize whatever's in there. So I wouldn't care about anything like that. Okay? So there goes one. Okay? Now, now. And no warrants so shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause. So a warrant for your our arrest. So the officer always has to investigate. Get it? So you can be shooting, selling drugs or whatever it is, but they're gonna have to do a private investigator search. Get in a vehicle, take pictures of you, catch you in a few spins and turns, and then make a warrant for your arrest. Have some evidence, some proof, and have warrants for your arrest. Right? Somebody called and said they saw you murdering. Somebody called and said they saw you dropping a whole package of crack of bad drugs like crack cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, Xanax or whatever it was. Did it? Somebody caught us doing that, so it would be reasonable to get a warrant for our arrest. Did it? So that is Article 4, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses. So in their persons is us, who we are as a person. My name is Exio Elio Cabreja. They call me Mr. Cabreja. Really? And I am a landowner as long as I live. And my kids live. And so on and so on and so on. Really? So my bloodline vanishes from here. And then the government's still running. King's oppression of the property, foreclosure, whatever it is. That's the end. So meaning that is Article 4. And I pay municipality taxes for that. I love paying taxes for that. New parks, new things, blah 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 blah. Schools, everything, police officer. Like I said, this is me in a few months. This is where I belong. Really? Cyber warrior. Really? Cyber warrior. I need to learn about this, everything like this. This is what they're offering me, cyber warrior. But I do not want to be a jetcraft flyer. That's one thing they offer. I'm not. I don't think in my eternity or in my life I am ready to fly. To fly a jetcraft, but I would do it. But what is the studies and the practice to get to a jet craft? I need to learn about computers and things like that. Get it? Systems. Okay. So that is Article 4. Now we're going to Article 5. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crimes unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, meaning we should not be answering to no kind of infamous crime that we did not did unless a presentment of indictment of a grand jury is there, so a warrant or something. So except in cases arising in the land of naval forces of or in the military. So if it's things that's raising awareness in the naval forces or in the military, when in actual service in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process or law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. So this one right here is all about raising awareness, like in the armed forces and in infamous crimes that we did not did or done, and how anybody, just because they're criminals, it does not mean that they cannot own, live, be free or live. Get it? Or or have property, which is phones, land, cars, vehicles. Get it? So you shouldn't hold that person twice for what they did back then. Get it? So if a person served life, he's clean, a clean record. That record shouldn't be there. Meaning, if I did if I served if we served a weekend over a loitering, hanging around, or trespass or whatever it was, then we're not supposed to be having them on our records. We did the time, so we are free from the crime. Now, if you're walking free if we are walking free and there is a warrant still going on for us, then that is on our records. We can't get jobs, we can't go to school, we can't do nothing until we surrender and cooperate with what we call um, self-surrendering. Yeah. So meaning Article 5 is all about people coming out of prison and getting the life, liberty, property, work. Get it? Nor shall private property be taken for public use without compensation. So you shouldn't be using nobody's properties for public things, get it? Without even paying me or paying us to be in that property. Get it? So that is Article 5, clearer than the eyesight of mankind. Get it? So now we're going to Article 6. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusations to be confronted with the witness against him, to have the compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsels for his or her defense. Now, this is mostly talking about men, because wives are supposed to be home. But it's kind of like freedom has been growing. Get it? It's like a beating. Get it? Because now we don't have honey at home, helping out with the crops in the back, maintaining what is a foundation. Because sometimes we see maids and we say it's maid, blah, 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 blah. But the maid is cleaning the foundation, keeping the foundation arise. So every home is a foundation, meaning if honey is not home cleaning, then who is taking care of the kids all day? So the kids are going to school, to education. Education we give it at home. Be good. Some be proud. Teaching me the Bill of Rights. Because apparently you are a citizen here already. Um, Teach them about math, all those things, because we all graduated for a person, for a reason. So you every parent, every child needs to have a parent that's graduate. It's abused to be raised like that without just saying, "Hey, go to school. Yeah, it's good to go to school." But who is blessing you? Who is guiding you? Who is lifting our eyebrows? Get it? Who is? Who? Who is? ah, 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 who is talking to you? Who got your teeth nice and light? So I mean, and that one right there is good. So accusations you can you will to prosecute in a criminal prosecution. There shall be a quick because you are already Evan. They already got objections over you. Subjectives, and evidentialism, which is PhD in psychology, in knowledge, human knowledge. So they already grabbed us. They got us tied by like the you're not the free spirit horse no more with me, get it, or with us. You're trapped, get it. So meaning you can't say no buts or if this bag of cocaine is yours, these guns are yours, it's all there, fingerprints and everything, your car and everything is videotaped through the camera and everything. The patrol officer touching and everything. So everything is there. Everything is there. So you're basically we are basically screwed. There is no way out of that one. So it has to be a speedy and public trial. So then, which district he committed the crime shall have been previously ascertained by law. So if you committed your crime in a district within your state or within our state, I will be going to jail. So let's say the district of Lackawanna, Pennsylvania, Scranton, then I have to be dealt with in that district. So yeah, and to be informed by the nature and cause of the accusations. So they're like I repeated again now, they're gonna have objectives, subjectives, and evidentialism against whoever the criminal is. Because once they consider us a criminal is already a criminal. Get it? They already got you by the hand. Can it's like at home. Like if if I broke something, and my kids come home and they see me, they say, "Hey, Daddy, you're the only one in here." So I believe that you broke that right there. Full evidence. I'm the only one in here. So who else before they walked into the door, let that all drop. I did. So I'm responsible. Now they have objectives, subjectives, and evidentialism against me. Objectives is a bunch of objectives are against the whole scene. Then you're gonna want to come up with objectives, but they already know your answers. So your answer's gonna be no, I mean this, no. Subjectives. Boom, 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 boom. If I play with you in objectives, subjectives, you might say objective, you'll say subjective, and then they'll say evidentialism. From there on, you already know the truth. From there on, objective, objective, subjective, objective, evidentialism. So it's all great. Mm. So that was number 6, Article 6. So to those who are now watching, make sure to understand that this is the Bill of Rights ratified December 15, 1791. Roman numbers. I mostly call them England, British numbers, London numbers, European numbers. So this right here is perfect. So Article 7. In suits at common law, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. So in suits at common law, where a value of controversy shall exceed $20, the right of a trial by jury shall be preserved. So if somebody owes you $20 or owes me $20, they can literally go to court for that $20. It's my $20. My $20. My $20. So my $20. People want to take you to court for $20. So if anybody owes us more than $20, we have the right to go to court for it. That is Article 7. That's why I don't like taking borrow for nobody. Nobody, no matter what my situation is, my government, my districts, our government, our Congress, traditional and executive and all legislative and all the whole IRS and Department of Treasury, with all 46 presidents and senates and everything, has to offer shelter. Now there is homeless shelter for people whose homes were destroyed in natural disasters. Homeless shelter. Now we have shelters for people going through in the economy. So whenever we are going through an economy, always join a shelter for financial issues. Get it? Meaning they're going to give us food. They're going to provide us with food. They're going to provide us with clothing. They're going to provide us with jobs, work, education. They're going to provide us with benefits, food benefits. They're going to provide us with, if you're disabled enough or can't work, Social Security income. They're going to provide us with housings, homes, things like that. So there's no need for us, as we the people, to borrow from someone else when you are all born and you are worth something. That's a dollar. That dollar is worth trillions. You think? In the votes and wealth. Slavery right there hidden. I'll give you $7 for the slave. Then what they were really doing was buying slaves because some slaves were worth more. Eh. So it was not just slaves. It was that these slaves in wealth, commonwealth, were worth a lot. Eh. So that is article, yeah, article 7. Now we're going to article 8. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. Meaning excessive bail, meaning bail always has a limit. You depending your crime level, burglary, fraud, which involves fraud and many more. Let's say they got that one at 50,000, 100,000, murder, 200,000, small robberies within each category. They have a certain level for each wealth, for each crime. So you robbed a store at gunpoint, they're gonna tell you you're gonna have to give, um you won't be able to give nothing because they got you on gunpoint, and gunpoint is illegal. But let's say, hey, you got caught doing a burglary. I don't think you're being accused of a burglary. So you're arrested there and you have to pay bail to get out. Yeah. So I'm not sure how bail works. I'm going to have to look more deeper into it. But it makes sense sometimes. Bail. You got caught in drinking and driving. Bail is 20,000, 30,000. It could be 100,000. It is 70,000 because we are risking people's life in the colony of Rhode Island. When I used to settle over there, I used to hear history of bad driving, drunk driving, running over babies. If they see a kid in the streets, they will run over him like nothing and kill children. That was happening in the state of Providence. Drunk driving. A lot of drunk driving happens in the state of Providence. The state of Providence is infested with drunk drivers. Yeah. So an easy way, if I was to be an officer, I have the easiest way to catch drunk drivers. Trust me, I am going to be epic one day on that. Catching people under the influence. I'm going to become Dwayne John. What's his name again? Batman's name. Dwayne. Yeah, I just call him Dwayne. I'm gonna become the Batman. So it shouldn't be excessive fine. Shouldn't be imposed. Nor cruel or unusual punishment inflicted, like hitting them, beating them, mistreating them, choking them, putting them in cold water, dipping their heads in cold water, like trying to drown them. Just playing. I'm just playing. So now that was number 8. V111. Now we are going to article number 9. The enumeration of the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by people. Meaning, see, I'm just learning the bills of right now. The bills of rights as I go in life. So this right here is tricky. The enumeration in the Constitution, the numeration of the Constitution, which is what I'm doing and calculating, of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by people. So there shouldn't be no denial, no disparage, or of others who are retained by the people, or disparage others retained by the people. So we the people trying to retain things. Hold on, guys, hold on. I'm coming back. So, so disparage mean regard or represent as being a little of little worth. So this says the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage. So construed. So disparage means being regard or represent as being little worth, and construed interpret. So no article in here should be interpret or taken as worth less others retained by people. So when people defend themselves with the bills of rights, they should not, by the person targeting us or we the people, they should not be feeling worthless, and they should not be taking it the contrary, the converse, the 5 star converse should not, which is the opposite of what we are, taking taking the article as worthless, saying that you're right, saying beep, you screw yourself and stuff. No, they're rights. And these are real rights. So that is Article 9. Now, never get confused with these the Bill of Rights, because I don't only study the Bill of Rights. Look at me right here with civil rights, 1964. I done learned here how to be a citizen in the cities, in the municipality, in the commercial areas. A suburb is only a commercial area, a commercial area for a postal office mailman, UPS, or Amazon, or DHL. What's it called again? That mailbox again? That's like yellow, orange. Let me see what's it called again. I forgot. TDH. DHL, DHL, USPS, FedEx, United Parcel Service, Lasership, Speedy Delivery Service. So these kinds of brands and services could be in a suburb area, walking around your anybody's anybody's property. But if you are caught walking around people's property and you are anything of this, then you do not have the right to be in no one's property. You are illegal. Your civil rights will be broken in seconds. Yeah. So in a commerce area, public park, everybody's treated equally. Movie theaters, everybody's treated equally. Tourists, like public tourists, everybody's treated equally. And when you go to a club, you are treated differently. You got the VIP section. You got some people in clubs. The clubs are not just only drinking, because clubs is like a Freemason club, or where people get along besides the lodge. Yeah. So they have like a club where they separate each other with individuals everywhere. It's not just only with the Freemason, it's also which a Freemason is not a secret thing, it's a universal thing. So the Freemason is a universal thing, and I'm clear about that. This whole world is through measurements, angles. Build a home, measure it, water, volumes, and everything. So everything is for is like that. So civil rights, yeah, you gotta really read into these civil rights. It is the right to live, the right to work. It is. So now that is Article 9. Now we're going to the last article, which is Article 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. You cannot be a citizen walking around in the streets without knowing your rights. Yeah. So, Article 10, the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So, the power is not delegated. I've heard that word before, but like I said, delegated, entrusted to another person. So the power should not be entrusted to the United States by the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, get it? Nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So we the people cannot overthrow our government. Sometimes we have idiots that join things that they're not supposed to, having opinions, having a saying, graduating from certain degrees, and doing things. So meaning some people can be replaced. It's not treason. Treason is when you're trying to change the whole foundation. So, yeah, we the people do in the state do own the we do have the power, but sometimes we reach totalitarian government. Sometimes we reach dictatorship government. Sometimes we reach absolute rulers. Get it? So not only that, but we also reach what we like to call. I want to look for the information right here. The information right here. Hold on, guys. Right here, let me see. Okay, totalitarian, when a public leader has total control of the government and the people. Democracy is government by the people. So sometimes totalitarian happens because everything is not working. So someone has the idea. And who is the political leader? The political leader is the prime minister, right? Chosen by the House of Commons to be political leader. So a totalitarian is a prime minister. Sometimes we have sovereign, a country or state having the power to rule and govern itself. Someone who respects themselves, someone who knows how to control what they do. So there's a lot of ways to do things. Baron, division of labor, legislature, representative democracy, direct democracy. All citizens have a vote in all decisions. And we've been with democracy, so let's get things straight. Because I'm a libertarian, but if democracy was the gamble, go democracy. I'm supposed to tolerate some things. Get it? It's like a school. Hey, yo, X, you ain't look Cabrera, Mr. Cabrera. Hey, what's up, guys? Like, I don't got much to say besides paying my taxes because I didn't won, but you guys won. But hey, here's municipality taxes. Here's me working. Here's me playing my part in life still. Can't really say much. So that is right there the power. We the people, the power. So we do have the power, but I don't think if we ever do reach dictatorship, which I believe sometimes it happens here alone, like on the quietness. It happens like where you can't do certain things. Police officers get more oppressive. The government becomes more oppressive. People can't invade the United States no more like they used to. So that's me right there studying and going through what we like to call the Bill of Rights. All 10 amendments and articles written beautiful, old scriptures, our beautiful, marvelous eagle posted there, our amazing flag banner posted there for us with our civil rights. So I know how to be a citizen, how to abide to laws, what to do when police officers stop me, and things like that. So yeah, man, don't be a little clown, little entertainer out there, little clown, get it, little entertainer out there and try to like do silly things with the law enforcement. Hey, trying to make the law enforcement look like a clown. Like, hey, you committed, you was just accelerating too fast, man. Let me see your license registration, please. And you know it yourself is your. So don't be the biggest clown and say, I know my rights. We understand that, get it? We know our rights, but you broke a law. So license and registration, please. Get it? And just let the process. The most is a speeding ticket or for your first time mercy. Meaning, if you are speeding, we are speeding, we might need a little more lesson on driving school. Even though you have a license, you still have to go to driving school every certain time of year to get back on the track with the laws and the new laws coming up. Because nowadays people are going elderly, even the youngsters are elderly to driving. Remember, two solid bars on the street, yellow bars, nobody can turn. If it has some skips on this side, the person on this side can turn, but the person on the side cannot turn. It is solid for them. So the line should be both split it, so both vehicles could take turns in turning. So that is a confusion nowadays. And then you can't, and then if it goes like this, let's say this is the street, and you're trying to go into this street from this avenue into that street, but it's solid, you cannot turn to that street. You have to find another way how to get to the other side and then go in to that street. Because if it's solid, you're not supposed to be crossing like that. You're supposed to go straight to the next intersection where they have a clear area of the yellow lines, and you can turn and go down to there or wherever, and then arrive right here where you're supposed to. So a lot of things are happening, and people are not adjusting to things, and people are not understanding. So it's real, man. It's real. Yeah, I think so. Life is very real, man. But like I said, I am graduating soon from Penn Foster. And the first thing I'm doing once I get out, I first have to practice with my has they call it ASVAB. I call it ASVAB. ASVAB because I do not want to use the word ass. Really, ASVAB. It should be ASVAB or ASVAB test, which is how they told me about it. ASVAB test. So I'm getting straight to it, man. I'm joining the forces, man. I'm changing my life. I am a Christian Islamic. I'm not Muslim, but I'm Islamic. So so it's like that. Islam comes from Christianity. All religions come from Christianity. Christianity in this life has been bullied. So they all come from here, Christian. Crisis. Crisis is pain, sorrows that we go through in life, even birth. Sometimes a infant inside a fetus inside a womb would be aware of the evilness that is done in this life and doesn't want to exist in this life. So when they're born, they're just crying, wah, wah, wah. Now some babies are born without crying. Yeah, a problem. Meaning, yeah, man. There goes the bills of right. Bills of right. Yeah. Ratified December 15, 1791. Make sure to always remember this. I'm going to put this in a portrait and hang it on my wall with the rest of my certificates. Like I'm taking a certificate right now for budgeting. I got my IRS certificates for continuing classes. But at the same time, I got the carpentry, introduction to carpentry, introduction to gardening, and then I'm going to the introduction of budgeting, financial management, manage my life, manage myself, manage my wealth, my children, my kids, which they are my students. So, like I said, guys, that was a subject today. If you are not a militant, do not bear weapons, but you can bear arms in the streets. So, a militant has the right to bear weapons and bear arms, but a citizen can defend themselves. Self defense. You're being hit, you're being bullied. So, weapons at home for citizens, weapons can be carried in vehicles for militants. I remember a Coast Guard working part time with me in a meat department, but he had an AR-15 in the back of his vehicle. I remember seeing it. Powerful, but you guys already know your freedom of speech. Yes, you do have your freedom of speech, but make sure that we express that right.